So hello, today I have a book haul for you. I have 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11 books here, one of which I've already read and two of which are my own. So first up, I went to a major city to take a praxis test, and they had a Barnes & Noble, and we stopped. I bought 3 books there. First up, I picked up Silver Under Nightfall by Rinch Pecco, which I understand is some kind of vampire thing. Actually, the last review I heard of this did not say very good things about it, but it looked interesting enough. It's fairly long. I've never read anything by Rinch Pecco, but I know that I know that they are very popular, or were at some point. I remember hearing the name around quite a bit. So I've got this one. Then I have a manga, one of 2 manga. I have the 2nd volume of Given, because the first volume was so fucking cute. I needed to get the 2nd one. I'm very excited to read it. I also started watching the anime. I've only watched the first episode, but the Given is like about music, and there's that. But it's first volume was so good. It was so good. I'm very excited to read the 2nd one. Next up, I have 6 of Crows by Leigh Bardugo. So I read the first 2 books in the Shadow and Bone trilogy, and I've watched both seasons of the show. I'm not really worried about spoilers. I own the 3rd book somewhere in this mass of bags, the 3rd book in Shadow and Bone. So I figured I might as well just pick up 6 of Crows because I'm way more interested in it. Because I mean, I've been hearing great things about 6 of Crows since it came out. When, like 2017, 2015. Yeah, like I've been hearing great things about it. And I'm excited to read it. If somehow you don't know, this is about like a heist situation. It's fantasy, there's heists, there's criminals. It's great. Everybody loves it, and I'm excited to read it, to be able to read it, because I've had my eye on it for quite a while. Then I've got the first of my own books that I've published in the past couple weeks, and that is Banditborn, which is the 3rd book in the Tennant trilogy. So if you want to look here, right there, book 1 is Circus Swings, book 2 is Royal Blood. This is the final book in the first kind of set of Tennant books. There's the first set, there's the sequel series, and then there's going to be a batch of 4 novellas. But Banditborn, the Tennant series, it follows this princess. My little tagline has been like an environmentally conscious lesbian princess and her guard who's just sick of her shit, is pretty much how it goes. Because the first book kind of kicks off when the main character, she ends up running off right after she is announced crown princess, because she has a twin sister, and because she wants to free these bird people. She can do this grand environmental gesture. And this does show that there's a lot more going on politically that you see in the 1st book, and this is the 3rd book of that sort of arc, so to say. So if you want to pick up all 3 of them, they're all 99 cents on Kindle, or they're all on Kindle Unlimited, or you can buy the paperbacks. There are those 2. Then more fantasy. We got lots of fantasy going on right here. I used to have this book. I read it in mass market paperback. Last year when I was teaching high school English, I had a sophomore who was really, really into this author. Loved him so much. And I started kind of reading to do novel studies for him, the 4th book in the series. I had read books 1 and 2, never read book 3. Eventually I kind of abandoned reading book 4 because I hadn't read book 3. But I decided I kind of want to actually, I remember enjoying this series, and I kind of want to enjoy the series. But I don't want the crappy little paperbacks, which I got rid of long ago. So I did rebuy and get the 1st book in hardcover, beautiful hardcover, of the Stormlight Archives of Brandon Sanderson. And this is fucking gorgeous. But this is a fantasy series. Honestly, I could not tell you what it's about. I read it years ago. It's bigger than my head. Kaladin is fantastic. He's like a slave. There's Shaolin. Right. Radiance. Yeah, I don't really remember much from this. I read this, I want to say, when I was still in high school. I read the 1st book in this series, and I've been out of high school for 8 years now. But I am excited to reread it, and maybe in a format that doesn't just hate me. 1,000 pages. We're good to go. Then the book that I have read, and that is Cast Heaven Volume 1. And this is a manga series. Again, we got sublime there. This series is, I'm not going to tell you how I feel about it. I'm going to keep reading it because it's like a train wreck. It's like, I'm enjoying it, but there's just this plot is so fan fictiony. Like it's about this class where every so often they like hide cards, and then if you get the king, you're the king. You can do whatever you want. If you get the Joker, everybody can do whatever the hell they want to. And what ends up happening is that the former king ends up getting kind of backstabbed, and then he ends up becoming the Joker, and there's like you can kind of guess what goes on. There's a lot going on. There's so much going on. But yeah, I bought the first one. I read it. I'm gonna keep going because there's so much happening. Then the second book that I published is a short story or an essay collection. It's called Graduation Day, after one of the stories in there. It's very short. It's only about 88 pages long. But this has a bunch of short stories, a bunch of little essays. Some of them are very old. some of the stories are. But I just wanted to slap something together. I kind of like to do one a year, publish some anthology. This one is also 99 cents on Kindle or on Kindle Unlimited, or you can get the paperback. To give you some of the titles, what do we got here? We've got At Day's End, which is a short story. The Elevator, which is a short story. That's an old one. Knowledge for Knowledge's Sake, which is an essay. Band, which is a short story. Tree Climbers Nonsense, which again is an older short story. Middle, High to Elementary, which is an essay. Graduation Day, which is a short story. That one's fun. Nervous Tick, which is a short story. Of course, I fell in love with Tate Langdon. I was 16, which is an essay. Get in the Ice Machine, which is a short story that was originally published in the Fargo Public Library's Northern Narratives, by the way. Managerial Duties, which is an older short story, and Tobias from Animorphs is a Byronic Hero, Fight Me, which is an essay, and that's the final one. So there's that, you can pick that up. The last one was I was getting rid of some books because we're moving soon, if you can tell, and I had these boxes of books that I withdrawn from the school library like a year ago, and I was intending to take down to the public library, but never did, and I just wanted to get rid of them. So before I did that, I went through them to see if there were any that I might want to keep and read, and there were 4, so I kept them. One of those, we got The Complete Works of Lewis Carroll, which I've never read anything by Lewis Carroll, like nothing, no Alice in Wonderland, nothing. So this is gonna be something I maybe wanted to get a hold of. Then I've got The Magnificent 12, The Call by Michael Grant, so I guarantee you this will be violent. I don't know really what this is about. I know it's like a children's middle grade situation. I've got 2 like paranormal romances. So I've got Magic Strikes by Lona Andrews and Kitty Goes to Washington by Carrie Vaughn. So there's that. So these are the books that I recently received. That's all for today. I'll talk to you later, and bye.